Mathews, prior to becoming Public Buildings Commissioner at GSA, you worked for several Republican congressmen out of California, and then you went to work for the House Rules Committee on the Republican side, and thereafter you came to the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, where you ended up as staff director of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee's Subcommittee on Public Buildings. And after that, you then went to the administration as Commissioner of Public Buildings. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you are what we call a political appointee, isn't that correct?
Yes, I am.
And you've had absolutely no experience in running a large organization, isn't that correct?
No, that's not correct.
What large organization have you managed?
I was the Assistant Deputy Commissioner of the Texas Department of Health. And
Assistant Deputy
Commissioner
Director
of the Texas Department of Health. And,
okay.
And under our responsibility was several
okay, well,
thousand
I don't want
people
your,
and a
I don't
couple
want your
billion
range
dollars.
of responsibility, but I will say that welcome back to the subcommittee that you now are a Public Buildings Commissioner answering to your prior subcommittee as a political appointee. Now, let me ask you this question, sir. On March 20th, 2017, the Trump Post Office LLC requested an estoppel certificate stating that the company was in full compliance with Section 3719 of its lease agreement, and GSA, your organization, the Public Buildings Department, issued the letter. Isn't that correct?
Yes, I worked for this committee at the time, but yes.
Well, yeah, but so my point is that in issuing that estoppel letter, it was done 3 days after it was requested. The estoppel letter was issued 3 days after the Trump team requested it, correct?
I don't know how many days.
You don't know how many days? Well, you wouldn't disagree then. It was 3 days. And what kind of assessment would take place prior to granting us an estoppel certificate by your department?
Well,
what would normally happen?
So there is
and how long does it normally take? That's the question I want to ask.
So there's a structure in place for making contract administration.
Does it take longer than 3 days?
Again, I don't know if it took 3 days or how long that was under consideration.
Let me ask you this question. How many employees in your public buildings department?
It's a little under 6,000.
6,000 employees, and how many public buildings?
Well, when you include our lease portfolio, we have well over 10,000 facilities.
And so you've not had a chance with all that responsibility to review what actually happened on this Trump Post Office lease, is that correct? Even though you were the staff attorney for this subcommittee.
I'm not an attorney, but I was the staff director of the subcommittee.
In fact, you have a degree in government and philosophy.
From Georgetown University, that's right.
And so now you're managing this big organization here. Have you received any phone calls from Donald Trump Jr., Donald Trump, Eric Trump, or anybody concerned with the Trump organization during your tenure as Public Buildings Commissioner?
No.
You have not?
No.
Are you certain about that?
Yes, I am.
How did, or why was it that GSA did not embark upon a study to determine whether the post office lease to the Trump organization was compliant insofar as the Emoluments Clause of the Constitution is concerned?
Well, again, that decision was made in December of 2016 by the previous administration.
And you could have had it reviewed yourself, could you not? To determine constitutionality, isn't that your responsibility?
Well,
as Public Buildings Commissioner?
I would say the conditions have changed since 2016. There have been a number of lawsuits filed, And this very question which you're asking is pending before the courts. And in that forum, the Department of Justice, who speaks for the executive branch, in that forum has argued there is no violation of the Constitution. And so
But
it wouldn't be
your
appropriate.
department never undertook such a review. Is that your testimony today?
I'm sorry, is that for me or?
No, that's for you. You should know, you're the director, you're the commissioner.
Gentleman's time has expired.
no,
Can
they
you
have
answer
not.
that, yes or no?
No, and it wouldn't be appropriate
Okay,
for
thank
us
you.
to do that.
We'll now recognize Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Inspector General Ochoa, according to the report, the OIG began the evaluation of GSA's management and administration